Oh, so get this right. We're going deep on rain-making rituals from around the world.
Ooh, that sounds interesting.
Yeah, right? Like we've got Native American rain dances, which you've probably heard of.
Right.
But then, get this, Thai cat parades.
Cat parades.
Cat parades. And then in India, frog weddings.
What? Frog weddings.
Frog weddings. So we're looking at these three sources, and what's crazy is that they all have the same goal. They're all trying to, like, I don't know, control the weather, influence it. But they're doing it in such different ways.
Like completely different.
Totally different. Like, why a cat? Why a frog?
Yeah.
You know?
Why does it
Those
all the
animals.
Like...
Exactly. So I think that's what's so interesting about this. It kind of tells us about how humans throughout history have dealt with nature, the unknown.
The stuff we can't control.
The stuff we can't control. Like, how do we wrap our heads around that?
Yeah, because rain is so important.
Crucial. Absolutely crucial.
And you know, sometimes it just doesn't come.
It doesn't. So you got to do something, right?
Right.
So let's start with the Native American rain dances.
I was reading that, like, even the clothes they wear, the dancers, it's all symbolic. Like, they'll wear feathers to represent the wind.
Oh, wow.
And turquoise for rain.
Interesting.
Yeah. And even, like, the formations that they dance in are all very specific.
I can imagine.
Yeah, they'll be, like, facing each other in two lines, and they'll, like, zigzag or spin around, arms outstretched.
It sounds beautiful.
It's beautiful, yeah. And I can see, like, how it would kind of look like the wind and the rain.
Like they're embodying it.
Totally.
Yeah.
So it makes you wonder, is this just symbolism? Or, like, do they actually believe they could make it rain by doing this?
So, I mean, for a lot of these Native American tribes, it was more than just symbolism. They actually believed that these dances were a way to kind of call upon the spirits.
To bless them with rain?
Yeah.
Wow. So it wasn't just like a pretty dance. It was like a real...
It was very serious. It was a ritual.
Yeah. And I was reading too that, like, this whole idea of dance being connected to, like, the spiritual world, it's not just a Native American thing. No, not at all.
Like all over
over the world.
You know, like in ancient Greece, they used dance to honor Dionysus.
Oh, right. The god of
wine and ecstasy.
Right, right.
So there's something about, like, moving your body rhythmically that, like, takes you to another place.
Yeah, I think it allows us to connect with something bigger than ourselves.
So cool. Okay, so we've talked about rain dances. We've got to talk about Thai cat parades, because this one is like...
This one's a little bit out there.
It's out there. So, okay, they have this belief that a cat crying can bring rain.
Okay.
But they don't just, like, wait around for a cat to cry, do they?
Yeah, no. That would take a while.
They, from what I understand, they take a cat, they put it in a basket.
A basket?
Yeah. And they parade it around and they splash it with water.
So they can make it cry.
So it'll cry, yeah.
Interesting.
And so by making the cat cry, they believe it'll bring rain.
And do they, like, do anything else, like, besides just parading the cat around?
Yeah. So they actually sing songs as they're doing this. And these songs are like prayers for rain.
So they're really going all out.
They're going all out.
Combining action with the prayer.
Exactly. And, you know, I was thinking about this, like the cat thing, it makes me think of how in like a lot of cultures, animals are seen as having this like special connection to nature.
Oh, absolutely.
Like they can do things that we can't.
They have powers we don't understand.
Exactly. Like the Egyptians, right?
Yeah.
They thought cats were like sacred.
Right, yeah. I mean, who knows? Maybe they know something we don't.
Maybe they do. Okay. Last but not least, we got to talk about the frog weddings in India.
This one I'm really curious about.
So picture this. Tiny little frogs.
Okay.
Dressed up in wedding clothes.
Like miniature wedding clothes.
Miniature wedding clothes.
Yeah.
And they're all decked out. They've got like red paint on their heads.
This sounds like something out of a fairy tale.
It's wild. And there's like a whole ritual. They bathe the frogs.
They bathe them?
They bathe them.
Wow.
They dress them up.
I can't even imagine.
It's a whole big thing. And you're probably wondering, like, why?
Why?
Why are they going through all this trouble for these little frogs?
Right.
Well, they believe that by marrying these frogs, they're going to please the rain god.
So it's like an offering to the rain god.
Exactly. And then the rain god's going to be like, oh, you guys are so nice. Here's some rain.
I see. So it's like they're trying to influence the rain god.
Exactly.
That's so interesting. I mean, I've heard of sympathetic magic.
Yes.
Where you try to, like, influence something by imitating it.
Yeah.
And I guess that's kind of what they're doing here.
Totally. They're like, okay, we're going to bring these two frogs together, and hopefully that'll bring the earth and the sky together and make it rain.
I mean, it makes sense in a way.
It does. It's very poetic.
It is. It really is.
So we've got dancing, we've got cats crying, we've got frogs getting married. It's like humans will try anything to make it rain.
I guess when you need rain, you need rain.
You do.
Yeah.
I think what's cool about all this is that, like, it shows how much we respect nature.
Yeah, we might not always understand it.
And we definitely can't always control it.
But these cultures, they've found ways to live in harmony with it.
And, like, work with it instead of against it.
Exact.
I think there's a lesson there for us.
Absolutely.
You know, especially now when we're so reliant on technology to, like, manage our environment.
It's a good reminder that we're not always in control.
And that sometimes working with nature is better than trying to fight it.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think? Like, do you think there's anything we can learn from these ancient practices?
I think so. I think it's about, like, recognizing the power of nature and remembering that we're not always in charge. Like, sometimes you gotta dance. You gotta make a cat cry. You gotta marry some frogs.
Oh, whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes. But seriously, I think it's about respect and maybe even a little bit of humility.
Yeah.
Like remembering our place in the grand scheme of things.
Exactly. That's a good takeaway.
It is. And I think that's what makes these rainmaking rituals so fascinating. They're not just about making it rain. They're about our relationship with the natural world and with the unknown.
And the things we can't control.
Exactly. So next time it rains, maybe take a moment to appreciate it and remember all the different ways humans have tried to understand and influence this powerful force of nature.
Yeah. Food for thought.
Food for thought. All right, that's it for our deep dive this week. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for having me.
And until next time, stay curious.
Stay curious.
And dry, preferably.
Well, unless you're doing a rain dance.
True, true. In that case, get wet.
Embrace the rain.
Embrace the rain. All right, we're done.
We're done.